Hi friends, I'm Amy and this is A-Star Reads, and it's time for my Advent Calendar Challenge, which you may notice I didn't call it the 12 Days of Christmas Carol Advent Calendar Challenge, even though I'm really good at saying that. It's just so good at this point. And that's because I needed to pare back a little bit this year. This is the 6th year I'm doing my Advent Calendar Challenge. Can you believe that? I honestly can't believe that. And I would really love for you to go and check out the previous years if you haven't. It's also a really nice way, even if you have seen the previous years, I think it's a nice way to kind of prepare for the holidays. It's just fun to, maybe put me on in the background. And, go check out those videos if you're not sure what this whole challenge is all about. It is going to be different this year. So if you like the format of the previous years a lot, it's not going to be quite that way this year, but it'll probably go back to it next year. We'll just have to see what my bandwidth is like next year. So this year I am in a new permanent position. I have a lot of self-care stuff I need to work on and starting to try and work on. And I needed to be able to make this work. It is one of the favorite challenges that I do. Many people who find my channel through Advent Calendar Challenge. And so I want to make sure that I'm bringing it to you. I'm sharing the joy of the holidays. And of course, I hope that you can enjoy this series even if you don't necessarily celebrate the holidays. But I do recognize that not everybody celebrates Christmas. But this year, I needed to make things a little more simple, and setting all my books to a Christmas carol and the lyrics of a Christmas carol was just too much. It was too much, and it narrowed my choices down quite a bit. So this year, we're leaving behind the Christmas carol, but I will still enjoy Christmas carols a lot throughout the season, just not within this series. And I'm giving myself a bit more choice, at least with a couple of the prompts. So now let's talk about what's gonna actually happen, because I still will be using my Advent calendar, and this is one I created my very first year out of a Reader's Digest book, and it was really fun to make this Advent calendar, and it has so when you open it, it has these little holes where my mom put the little slips of paper, and I will be pulling out one of 4 prompts each time. And there will be no specific books on the prompts that I pull out. They're going to be categories. And then I will have 2 spinner wheels. And then the other 2 categories I will be able to choose myself. It'll be like free choice. So let's get into the categories first, so you'll see what the options are that I might be pulling out of each of these. And then I'll talk to you about how this whole process will go. The first possible category I could be pulling out of this book is Celebrate the Season. And for Celebrate the Season, this is my non-bookish category, and I'm going to have 3 factors that I have to fulfill for this prompt. But I get to choose, which in the past I didn't get to choose, and I think that this makes more sense because you never know when you're going to pull an activity from the book, and I tend to do a lot of holiday activities anyways, so if I pulled something I already did, it's not going to be as interesting. So for Celebrate the Season, I need to 1, do a holiday or seasonal activity. 2, create and consume something that is seasonal or holiday-ish. It can be either a cocktail or a holiday drink, like a non-alcoholic holiday drink, or some kind of holiday recipe that I'd like to try that sounds really fun. Like, it can be either savory or sweet. It doesn't matter, as long as it's one thing that I have made that is seasonal or holiday-ish in some way and is consumable. And then the third thing is a craft. And I don't necessarily have to finish the craft. I have to work on a craft. And it has to be a seasonal or holiday craft. So like that Santa cross stitch that I've been working on for about 5 years now, I could put a good amount of time towards that, and that would count. And with crafts, I have to be kind of careful because I have carpal tunnel syndrome. So if I do anything repetitive for too long of a time, I get flare-ups, which is probably one of the main reasons I haven't finished that cross-stitch project. Plus I haven't prioritized it. I just want to make sure that with this prompt, I'm really enjoying the holidays, really doing these seasonal activities that get me away from the house or get me away from my book or get me away from editing, get me doing different things and exploring some of the other hobbies that I enjoy doing in my life. So an activity, something to consume that I've created, and a craft of some sort. The second prompt I want to tell you about is Ghosts of Advents Past. And this is a bookish prompt. Actually, all the rest of them are bookish prompts. For this one, I wanted to go and look at all the books that I received in the last 3 years during my Advent Calendar Challenge. So in the last 3 years, we started doing an Advent calendar where we either got books that we picked for each other, like last year Mom, George, and I all got books that we picked for each other, or at the beginning of this there was the time when we just had numbers that Mom and I had to draw, and then we got a certain amount that we could spend at the bookstores, and during the Advent Calendar Challenge we spent the money and bought those books. So the books that I received through Advent Calendar Challenge, not through family gifts or anything like that, for the last 3 years, I went and looked to see what they were, and I had 32 of them. Don't look at that because that's not actually happening. I had 32 of them, and if you'll see this, I only read 2. So that's a lot of books, and I'm not doing my part. So what I decided was, this year, I'm going to create a spinner wheel. And this is a spinner wheel where I have put all of those books except the 2 that I've already read on there. And when I pull out a prompt, Ghost of Advent's Past, in my little book, I will then spin the spinner wheel and have to read one of the books that I picked up in the last 3 years for this challenge. Because, I got a lot of books and I should be reading them. I'm not doing myself any favors by just buying more and more books for this challenge in particular and not actually getting to them, or books that my mom picked up for me, or books that Jordan picked up for me. So I thought that was a fun way to incorporate all those books into this challenge and hopefully get more of them read. My third prompt is seasons readings, and for this one I have a collection. It's not a huge collection, but I have a collection of Christmas books on my actual shelf, my physical shelf. And the problem with this little collection is that some of those books have been on there for quite a few years because I picked them up for my Advent Calendar Challenge, but whatever Christmas Carol I end up choosing doesn't allow me to put those books on the challenge. So like they sit there because they're like, oh, well, there's no lyric in here that makes sense for this book. So maybe next year it'll get picked up. Or I put it on my Advent Calendar Challenge and it doesn't ever get picked. So I decided that this year, the only Christmas books I'm going to be choosing from, well, except for one exception, are the ones on my physical shelf, and I created another spinner wheel for this. I do have one wedge that says, treat your shelf, and I enjoyed the punniness of that. But for this one, I will get to choose if there is a Christmassy story or book that I've been wanting to read for the last several years that I've maybe put on my Advent Calendar Challenge, or when I do my research, I keep seeing it keeps popping up. If there's one that I'm really interested in picking up, then I can go treat my shelf if I land on this spot. Or if something comes out in the month of December that's a new Christmas story that I'm interested in reading, I can choose that. And that might also work for her kids. That might be beneficial. The fourth and final prompt is what I'm calling the free choice. And I say free choice because it is a free choice for me. But it's not really a free choice for me because I have quite a few books that I need to read. Personal book clubs, like I have a book club that I started with some friends that I need to get that book read before the first week of December. I started it, but I haven't finished it. Or I have a lot of books that I started this year that I didn't completely finish, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed by those. I also have books I need to read for Herc yet. I have a couple of new releases that I picked up that I need to read for Herc yet. I need to get them done before a certain time, especially this one, and I don't know when I'm going to get to those. So I figured if I give myself this free choice option, it will help me get to the stuff that I haven't been able to get to, and I'd like to get done before the end of the year. So that's the direction I needed to take my Advent Calendar Challenge in this year to help me get some things completed that I needed to get completed, to take the complexity away, because I was coming up with ideas for how to make it the Christmas Carol thing, and I did really make a lot of it work, but I was just really feeling overwhelmed, and I haven't been great about making videos and putting them out recently. I needed to make something a little more simplistic just for me to make this work. And so I hope these changes will be interesting this year. The formatting of these videos will be exactly the same. Mom and I will fill this, and today I will open and find out what my first prompt is and either spin the wheel for it or make a decision about it. And that's going to be the first prompt I fulfill in my very first vlog. So like last year, I will be starting my vlogging early this year. I'm starting it tomorrow, the 24th, which is the Monday, the first day of the week in the Thanksgiving week that we have here in the US. And the reason for that is because in the past, I would really lean heavily into January, and then I wasn't getting vlogs out until like February, and I didn't like how late it was going. Plus, it made it really hard to enjoy the Christmas books or the holiday activities when I was creeping into January. So I may still end up going into January, but hopefully not quite as far. And that will give me this week of Thanksgiving to really get myself going with the Christmas stuff, because I would like to start decorating this weekend after doing Thanksgiving. I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year, so that's going to be a big process, and I'll take you along the way with it. And so that's one thing that was suggested in the past and worked well for me last year, to try to keep my advent calendar moving forward, because in the past, that first book has always been the one that's taken the longest. When I open the first one and I get it started, tomorrow I will start the vlog, and I will vlog until I finish that prompt. And once I have finished that prompt, I will edit that video and send it out to you. And at the end of that video, you will see me opening the second one, and then I start the second vlog. So each number will get its own individual vlog, and at the end of each vlog, you'll find out what the next prompt is going to be and what book choice or what activity choice I'm going to make for it. Also, what's changing this time around is that I have equal amounts of each prompts in here. So 12 Celebrate the Season prompts, 12 Free Choice prompts, 12 Ghost of Advent's Past prompts, and 12 Seasons Readings prompts in here. I put them all together. So technically there are equal possibilities of getting these into these slots. And that's different than previous years, because in previous years we would put the prompts just for the specific numbers in the bag, pick one, dump it out, put the next specific set of prompts for the next number. This time they're all in there, and Mom's just going to go through and pick one for each prompt. And so it's possible we could end up with only Celebrate the Seasons or only Seasons Readings and do only Christmas books and a whole bunch of them, because there are 12 of each in here. But I'm hoping that we'll get a pretty even spread. I'm hoping that the odds will still be 1 in 4 for each one of these. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my mom and we're going to fill this thing. Okay, Mom wants you to see her earrings because you probably won't be able to see them from a distance. Aren't they cute?
Little trees.
So, Mom's going to pick one out for each number. And like I said, they're equal amounts. There's 12 of each in here. Okay, starting for number 1. Don't look, don't feel, don't touch, just put. Yeah, don't look, Mom, because you could probably see some of these. You don't look either.
Okay, number 12. Don't know what it is, but we're going to put it in here. This is always so fun. I love this event. Okay, 12
They're
days
all
of Christmas.
in there. So now I just got to pick the first one and find out what I'm going to be doing. Woohoo!
Starting tomorrow.
No, starting now. Oh, starting tomorrow. Yeah. Do you want to hold it while I pick it? Do you want to see what you did to me?
Good stuff. You picked
So these are all the rest of them. Okay. Vlog number 1. The first vlog of Christmas. Ooh.
Did I shut it too tight?
Some of these are starting to get a little... Okay. So there it is.
Hiding from you.
Okay. So this is what the paper looked like. It had...
Little trees on it.
It's not going to show it. It doesn't... Okay. Uh-oh, it's shorter.
So
what does
it's
it mean?
one of the short ones.
It's a free choice! I get to start with a free choice!
Oh, good. You get to read something
A free choice. Something I need to read. So that's my first choice. I'm excited about it because I get to decide. And
Happy
I already
Advent
know what I'm going to be
calendar.
doing. Are you excited?
Yeah, you wanted free choice, so it's good.
Okay.
I'm looking at my hair. Emmy always says my hair looks...
I like how she uses the video as her mirror. You're so welcome.
I love you.
Okay, so this is what the paper looks like, just so you know. It's this pretty little evergreen paper that we already had, actually. The first day of Advent Calendar Challenge was a free choice. I'm not upset about that at all. And for this, I'm going to be reading First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. Let me double check, hold on. I was right, it's First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston, which is perfect because this is the in-person book club book that I need to have done by the first week of December. And so I was like, well, when am I gonna have time to actually read this? And I'll have time to read this the week of Thanksgiving. So this one I have started. I am not very far into it at all. I'm like 5% into it. And because it's a mystery, hopefully it won't take me too long to read. I do have to say that a lot of my reading will be slowed down a little bit this season because at the same time I will be reading my books by Robin Hobb. So I'm currently working on Fool's Fate, which is the 914 page book, which I'm behind on. So I need to make sure I'm reading a certain amount of that every single day, but I will be then working on all these other books at the same time. Let me know in the comment section down below, what's your favorite part of the holiday season? Like, what do you absolutely love to happen every single year? At this point for me, I do love Advent Calendar Challenge. So being able to do this every single year is so much fun and I look forward to it. But then it also gets me out doing more holiday stuff. And that is something that is like an added bonus. If you have any questions, if I didn't cover anything very well, let me know in the comment section down below and I will be able to answer those questions. Or as I mentioned before, go check out the playlist and you can see the formatting of these videos in the past. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so that you can come back for the very first episode of this series and check out what happens when I read First Lie Wins during the holiday season. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you later.